Upcoming.
Welcome to the upcoming video game releases of April 2016. My name's Globku, and guys, allow me to be real for just 1 second. This is the list of games for this episode. This top bit, it's new games. This bottom bit, it's remasters and re-releases. Like, holy shit! Not every game ever made needs to be remastered. We've been getting some awesome games this year. I'm not complaining we're not getting enough games, but this is getting ridiculous. Anyway, we open up April with a big one. It's Persona 5, the JRPG from Atlus, and it's actually going to be my first Persona game. And I couldn't be more excited because I've heard great things about the series, and I heard Persona 5 doesn't disappoint. For now, I'm loving the visuals, and I want to jump straight into it. On the same day, we've got Drawn to Death, which will be free for PlayStation Plus members. It's a third-person multiplayer shooter with a hand-drawn visual style by Davey Jaffe's studio, the developer of Twisted Metal. The weapon and character design is absolutely ridiculous. There are power-ups that are just as ridiculous, so we'll try it out for sure. We've got a point-and-click adventure game called Paradigm coming the next day. It's about mutants, I think. I don't know. Yooka-Laylee comes out the following week, and it's pretty much the only game coming out that week, which will surely make fans happy. The spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie is one of the most anticipated Kickstarter projects of all time. Much like Banjo-Kazooie and its sequel Banjo-Tooie, Yooka-Laylee features two characters with similar abilities that can be used to overcome 3D platforming challenges. The game will also have a cooperative mode for 2 players and a local multiplayer mode with 8 different minigames for 2 to 4 players. Telltale Games is making a Guardians of the Galaxy game. You know what Telltale does, you know the games they make. This seems to be another one of those. On the same day comes Shyness the Lightning Kingdom, an indie action RPG with 5 playable characters, a story that will take you to different villages and have you explore a vast world fighting different enemies, and there seems to be something here. It's giving me a Legend of Zelda vibe from the trailers. It might be worth checking out. Siberia 3 comes out later that week, an adventure game in a steampunk world. As you'd expect, it's very story driven, there's puzzles and lots of dialogue. Everything an adventure game should have, so check it out if you're into the setting. Jumping into next week, the sequel of one of the best horror games of all time comes out. It's Outlast 2. You play as another investigative journalist with a camera from a first-person perspective with night vision and limited battery life. So, gameplay-wise it seems very similar, but you're not playing in an asylum anymore. Instead, it looks more like a farm and there's some satanic shit going on. Awesome. Wark's gonna play this for sure. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 comes out on the same day, and it's an open world tactical shooter, so obviously stealth and sniping are the main focus of the game. So you've got a drone to tag targets and scout locations, a silenced sniper rifle, a silenced pistol, and the production value on this one seems to be a major step up from the previous entries. It's less linear, it's the first time it's open world. It seems they're putting in the effort and revamping the series. Pinstripe is already a gorgeous game. Just look at its style, it's just gorgeous. Gameplay wise, it's a 2D adventure game. It's got platforming, puzzles, shooting. Let's hope it all comes together because this art really deserves an awesome game. Next, the game from Giant Sparrow, who previously released The Unfinished Swan, which was also a first-person narrative adventure game. What Remains of Edith Finch has you exploring a house where each room tells a different story that has been preserved like frozen moments in time. The theme of each room changes along with the story and even some gameplay elements. On a more lighthearted note, Puyo Puyo Tetris is gotta be one of the most popular Japanese games out here in the West, and hey, it's finally coming to PS4 and the Switch in the Western market, and it's exactly what the title says, a mix of Puyo Puyo and Tetris in a multitude of game modes to play against your buddies. And on the VR side of things, we've got Wilson's Heart, which is an Oculus Touch game. The story is like an old school monster movie. You wake up in a hospital and you don't have a heart, so you play through the narrative, meeting characters, solving puzzles, trying to figure out what the hell happened. 2 days later, and one of the biggest RTS franchises of all time makes its comeback. Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 3 brings you a single-player campaign that will showcase the new largest-scale Walker units that really were a blast to play back when I tried out the game at Gamescom. In addition, the only multiplayer mode at launch looks to be a mix of RTS and MOBA. So imagine a typical 3-lane MOBA map, but you control all the units in your team, all the grunts, but you can also train different classes. It sounds interesting. And on Friday, we've got another indie game that I'm looking forward to. It's called Little Nightmares, and it's a puzzle platformer with horror elements, because you play inside a kid's nightmares. The backgrounds and overall design seem really neat and creative, and I hope the puzzles are just as good. I played 10 minutes of it, and it's hard to get a feel for how the full game is going to be, but I like the atmosphere a lot. And the last release for now is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch, and it's pretty much Mario Kart 8 released on the Wii U, with inclusion of all previous DLC and some additional figures like reworking battle mode, which is now more similar to previous Mario Kart games. New characters were added to the roster, as well as additional card parts and, you know, a lot more stuff. Onward to re-releases, remasters, and all that stuff that isn't exactly new games, but you guys might still be interested in. Sometime in April, we've got Just Cause 3 Gold Edition, which includes all the expansions, and hopefully it's playable, because that game was one of the roughest things that I've played on consoles this generation. Parappa the Rappa Remastered was postponed to April 4th, coming to PS4. Lego City Undercover, out now on Wii U, is coming to every major console. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition brings updated textures and resolution for all platforms, including 4K on the PS4 Pro and the PC. On the 18th, we've got a ton of remasters, starting with the Silver Case, one of the first games from Suda51, coming to PS4. Voodoo Vince is also getting a remaster for PC and Xbox One. Full Throttle, guess what? Also remastered for PC, PS4, and Vita. Wonder Boy is getting more of a remake rather than a remaster of Wonder Boy 3 for all the major platforms. And lastly, on the 18th, we've got a collection of classic Disney games in the Disney Afternoon Collection, which includes DuckTales 1 and 2, Darkwing Duck, and both Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger games. And the last game on our list is Dragon Quest II, out now on PS4 and the Switch. It's coming to PC as well. Alright, April, I see what you got and I like what I see, but I don't know. I've got a tough audience, so let's see what they have to say. Are you guys picking up any games this month? Let me know which ones you're looking forward to in the comments below, and as usual, click that like button, because it makes me feel good inside. I've been Globku, thanks for watching. Bye!